Hello, people. How are you guys doing? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Kwanzaa. Hanukkah was a couple weeks ago. Hope everybody has had a great holiday season. Their families are happy and healthy. I have a quick little video that I thought I'd do based on an experience that I had last night that I thought I'd share with everybody. I have my opinions, but I will just tell you guys what happened, and you can make your decision for yourself on whether or not this is some avenue that you would want to take yourself. So I had been dealing with Goldin Auctions. I sent out a few items of mine that to me were pretty high valued items. I hadn't been able to move them through eBay, through my own personal site, and I had them also being sold at a shop in Cooperstown, and I just couldn't move the items. And I had a good experience, a relatively good experience with Goldin Auctions earlier in the year. I sold Shohei Ohtani's 54th home run base from his 50-50 season. 54th home run was his last home run of the season last year. And I had a decent experience with it. You know, I reached out to them. I talked to one of the higher ups at the company. They were very interested in the item in Shohei's base. They paid for the shipping. They paid for the insurance. I shipped it out. They featured the item. The item was one on one of their higher auctions, if not their highest auction that they had at the time. It was one of the featured items, and you know the item started at $1,000, and I ended up selling it for quite a lot actually. Through the experience of actually getting it sold, I had a good experience. You know, I think that there were some things that were glaring in the way that they kind of did business that I didn't necessarily like, which is, you know, there's no confirmation of them getting the item. They don't really reach out to you to tell you where and when this item's going to be put up. You have no say in where that item is put up, and you have no say in how much that starting bid is, and there is no reserve on the item. So it's kind of, everything is up to their discretion. But, you know, I had a good experience. I got more than I had wanted with them. And so I had a bunch of items that I, you know, kind of just wanted to offload before the end of the year. I was really hoping to get some good value so I can make my goals for the year. So I shipped them all to Goldin Auctions. You know, I had submitted a note that said the value, that my perceived value of the items, and you know, what I wanted from them. And I was basically told, well, none of that really matters. You know, we're going to put it where we want to put it. There's no reserve there. You know, we reserve the right to put it at any starting price that we want. And so it's kind of take it or leave it. And I just said, you know what? Okay, I had a good experience. Let's send it out to them. So I sent the items out to them, had no confirmation that they received the items, you know, reached out, and, you know, the next thing I know, my items were up on the lowest auction that they have, which is their weekly auctions, and they were buried. I think my items were 1,300 plus in the item list, and they all started at $10. So I do not have all of them, but this is an example of the type of one of the items, because I've kept this one. They were custom. Every item that I sent was custom done, all one of ones. I had two custom Mike Trout bats, very similar to this. I had a custom Freddie Freeman World Series MVP with MVP inscription bat that I had done, and I had custom art balls of Ichiro and CC Sabathia on their induction into the Hall of Fame. I will not tell you how much I paid for them exactly, but let's just say, you know, my break even for them was thousands of dollars for these items. I would do it again. I thought that my decisions were all right. And when I found out that the items were put up and they were put at a $10 bid, they were only up for a week. You could incrementally put that up by $5. And my items all sold for basically nothing. You know, I had these two bats, the two other custom bats like that, all signed by Mike Trout, all custom done, and they sold for $225. I'm sorry, but there's no realm of reality where a Mike Trout bat is worth $250. It's worth vastly more than that, regardless of his situation, especially a custom one-of-one Rookie of the Year bat. And I just really did not have a great experience with them. I don't think that it's fair that you as the consumer have essentially no say in the way that your item is handled, where it's put, how it's put up, the any of that. And frankly, they are not very responsive. You know, you don't really get to talk to anyone. You know, it's kind of, for a big business, it's not run like a big business. It doesn't feel like they really care that much. And as a result of that, I will no longer be using Goldin Auctions. You know, you live and you learn. It was my mistake. I made the mistake. I kind of trusted their system based off of the way that it was done previously. And I just don't feel like that's the way that things are generally done. I feel like the item that I had was so high valued that they treated it as such. And, you know, for lower mid-range valued items, you know, they don't seem to really care. But, you know, to have custom art balls, custom bats, and the starting bid is $10. You know, if you know anything about auctions, the lower that start price is, you know, the less value is portrayed for that item. You know, I would have thought that those items would have been at least starting at 100, if not more, for them. You know, my base started at $1,000 was the low bid that you could do. And if you don't have a reserve, then having a higher start bid then allows you to somewhat set up a safety net. You know, I have other items with them right now that I do not know where they are. I do not know what auction they're going to be put up in. I have no information on them. And as a result of the experience that I had, I have actually asked for those items back. I will not be selling them through Goldin. I do not foresee me ever using Goldin again. I think that there are better auction websites that I could use, such as Hunt. Hunt is a great auction website. I've used them a lot in buying things, and I've dealt with them a lot, and they're just really good people, and they're very... I think that they're better for it. I think that Goldin is a little bit of a commercial gimmick, and, you know, they're more interested in portraying themselves than actually helping the people that they're trying to sell things for. So take that or leave it. You know, you guys can make your own decisions if you want to use Goldin, but I'd say if you're going to use them, do it with a little caution, because I just don't think that they're going to handle you and treat you the way that you want to be treated, and the items that you want will get the value that you necessarily want from them. You know, my mistake, live and learn. I'm frankly upset because I left a lot of money on the table. I wish I could have bought the items back. You're not allowed to bid on your own items. I wish I got them back for the price that they all sold for, because I know that they're all worth more than that. And I wouldn't be shocked if I ended up finding them online somewhere being sold, because whoever got them for an absolute steal. But thanks. Hope you guys had a good one. We're going to be live on Sunday again with some more Topps Chrome update and some Cosmic Chrome. And in some news, Jeff Criswell's debut patch has arrived. So to add a little smile to my face, this is as cool as it gets. So I'm really stoked on that. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you have a good holiday weekend. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Have a good one. Bye.